Hello, people. Welcome. It's a podcast. Do you like? Obviously this is going on YouTube, and because I didn't really know where to put this. I think YouTube's probably a good way to do it, but I really wanted the picture for this to be the worst background possible, so I made it. That's how that works. If I do anything artistic, it ends up really shit. So that's the idea behind that. I want to get that out of the way first and foremost. Secondly, let's talk about one thing quickly, and that's the fact that I have no idea what to talk about in this podcast, or how long it's going to go for, or if I'll ever do another one, or anything about it. But you know what? We're just going to throw something at the wall, see what sticks, see how it goes. Because, I'll be honest with you, I've always wanted to do a podcast. So the problem with podcasts is you need to have a theme. I don't have a theme. Now, some people will be like, well, your theme is no theme. That's your theme. But if my theme was no theme, it'd be like the Seinfeld of podcasts. But also it's not funny. So, Seinfeld is hilarious, where this isn't. I hope it's a little bit funny. But, I don't really know where this is going to go or how this is going to be. But, we can start. We can see how it goes. See what happens. We can talk about random stuff. It doesn't matter what we talk about. Now, this is posted on a gaming channel, obviously. We could talk about games. We could talk about TV shows, sports, TV shows, video games, sports, podcasts, random things. I don't know. It is something when people sit down and do some of these podcasts. They must sit down and go, oh, you know what? We know exactly what we're doing. And we have a passion for this. I'm envious of these people. For me, this is basically sitting down and just, it's thinking out loud. That's what this is. This podcast is just thinking out loud. This is just random thoughts that basically come. The thing is with my thoughts too, I'm not thinking about things and then saying them. I'm just saying them, then thinking if I should have said that or not. That's how this is working. As I get messages on my phone, which I probably should turn off while I do this podcast thingy. So anyway, let's talk about video games. I think video games is the way to talk about it. Which, first of all, I'm not playing much at the moment. It sucks. It sucks because I don't have a PC at the moment. I have a PS4, but I've never been one to play a lot of, console games for that. I'm definitely a PC person, and mine's finished. It's broken. It handed in its quit. It's done. I was gonna say it handed in its quit. That makes no sense. Don't worry about what my sense is making. No sense. My resignation. That's what I wanted to say before, and I couldn't think about it. Couldn't get it out of my mouth. That doesn't matter. We're gonna track back. So, I've never been one for the console games. I love them, but I like PC. My PC is broken. I wonder what he's gonna say next. It handed in his resignation. I nearly fucked that up. How do you fuck up something that you're redoing? I guess every single person who's ever made any kind of content always fucks up stuff like that. But anyway, obviously, I should mention that when I do stuff like this, and how I do all of my videos, it's all done live. I guess that's not true. It's not done live. It's live for me, isn't it? Theoretically, it's all live. Everything we ever see is done live, because it's all done for them live. Someone saw it live, right? Then again, no one's seeing this live. I'm literally the only person in this house, and I hope people walk by this house that I live in, and they hear me talking, going, "Who is he talking to? There's no other voices. What's going on? Why is a crazy man talking into a microphone by himself?" And that makes sense. But then I guess I'll probably think I'm on a phone. Anyway, I'm going in a random tangent. I didn't mean to talk about the random stuff. What I wanted to talk about was my computer's dead. Alright? It's finished. It's over. It died. I am eagerly awaiting. I almost felt like I stuffed out the word eagerly. Awaiting to buy a new one. Which hopefully will be around September-ish. I think October. I don't know. Around there, I'll buy a new computer. Because right now I'm playing on a laptop with. So I love my two screens that I use for my thing. So I have my two monitor screens for my PC attached to my laptops, and then my keyboard and everything attached, and my mouse that I use for my PC attached to my laptop. My laptop is just literally used as a as like a desktop right now, but it's really old. It's like 10 years old, this laptop. It can't really play many games anymore. It allows me to play Slay the Spire, and that's what matters. If I can play random card games on the internet, then I'm good. I don't even like card games that much, but this one's really good. So I can't even really play games anymore. Hopefully I can play next year. This sentence is pretty much what defines how long it's been since I've been playing games properly on a decent computer. The last game, when I last played games, PUBG was very, very popular. Now it's not very popular. It's fucking everyone hates it, so everyone forgets about it. And I've not played Fortnite, by the way. I just want to point that out. That I've not played it. I was going to, but I never liked the look of it. But I was going. I was like, yep. Do you know what? I think my computer's fixed. I'm gonna play it. And then I didn't, and now I haven't. And by the time I get a computer, to be honest, probably no one will care about it anymore, and I won't care about it anymore. I mean, I never really did care about it, did I? No, I didn't. But so I have a dead computer. I almost was gonna make a joke then. I have a dead wife. Yes, I'm alone now. I must find someone else, a new love. Anyone want to help me? No, that would have been. Well, it's not true. I've never been married, so it's not. I don't even know why that would be true. But sounds like the start of a really bad like crime show where some guy says that, and it's like, maybe we should check his house, and like he actually did like have someone who died in him, and he's like, ah. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know. Let's just move on from that. See, there are some tangents that I go on sometimes, and like I was saying before, I don't know where they're going. I don't know what I'm talking about half the time. Like I said, with this, I don't know what to talk about. I literally, my screens right now, so I've got them in front of me, obviously, because as I'm recording on my PC right now, on my laptop, with my microphone in front of me. I'm recording this on OBS, right? So Open Broadcaster software. Recording it. I, in the background, have no notes. I don't have anything. Steam is open on the other side, and it's open, and there's not many games installed, so it's useless. I'm not doing anything. I'm literally just I'm playing with the headphones right now. That's the most I'm doing in terms of actually being prepared for this, which is great. You know what I should talk about? I should probably talk about whether or not I'll ever actually do consistent videos or streaming again. Because, listen. I would love to do a podcast every week. It would be fun. But this is episode 1, right? When you're supposed to have all of the ideas. I've got none, so this means that I would have to then have to think of something within a week. I can't. It's very hard to think of things on a weekly basis. that would entertain people for 20, 30 minutes. I don't know how to do that. That's not like me. For me, it's like, oh, look, let's usually play a video game and make the video game do the entertainment, and then I'll just be there and say things while it happens. That's how I usually do things. Alright? Well, anyway. Will I make videos consistently? Probably not. But I want to do some stuff. I mean, I always want to do stuff. Again, it's hard with not having a computer. It's very difficult. I want to have the ability to do stuff, and I can't. Will I stream more? No. I like Twitch. I do. But I really don't at the same time. And it's not, like, it's not like I can't go in there and enjoy myself. I can. I don't know. It's just such a different thing compared to when I was on there 5 years ago. I sound like an old man saying that. Oh, when I was 21, I started streaming and it was a little bit different back then. So when you streamed back in 2013, when you streamed, you would have the world at your fingertips. Now, when you stream, you have nothing. And you have to fight and claw for something that you can never earn. I don't want to be like that. Also, I mean, that was clearly the voice I'd use any kind of voiceover, for selling toothpaste. Like, new toothpaste from Oral-B. It makes your teeth shiny white. Which, by the way, I still haven't given up on wanting to become a voice actor. I will one day do some kind of voice acting. It'll probably be... I mean, technically I have, I guess. I did a voiceover for my own movie. But I have to do it for someone else's thing. Even if it is a friend making a YouTube video, that fucking counts, alright? That's how it's gonna work. But, for now... it doesn't really matter. So, yes, also, I will warn you, I guess, over the next, 15 minutes this goes on for, there will be random voices, and that will happen, and I hope you enjoy them. If you don't, you can send a letter to their accounts. Every voice I do has an account. A YouTube account, Twitch account, Twitter, Instagram, every one of them, just voices. Like, the Instagram page is just videos of me doing that voice. And all the rest of them just, they're nothing. So you can go on one Instagram page and it'll be just me doing Mickey Mouse. You'll be like, oh, hello! It'll just be that the entire time. And there's hundreds. I mean, there are hundreds of these accounts. They're just littered the internet. Have anyone ever seen them before? No one's ever seen them before. Obviously not. And they've all got different names. The Mickey Mouse one is called Mickey Tents. And I mean, I'm very inventive with my names. Extremely inventive. As you can see, the Mickey Tents. It's a good play on words with my name being intense, as this. And a really good play on my actual name, Andrew. You can really see how it all mixes together. And how it really creates a nice kind of mixture of everything to really show that I have one singular brand. That brand being just intense. An intensity. And an intense city in which I live in. The city of Melbourne. The city of Melbourne, Australia. The city that does sleep. That also has bars and a casino and restaurants. Heaps of restaurants down alleyways and little arcades. Come to Melbourne. It's a nice time. Visit www.visitVictoria.com.au. That was me doing my impression of the Tourism Board of Australia and doing a tourism ad for Victoria and for Melbourne, the city I live in. There is also an Instagram page for that. If you go to Instagram.com/tourismintense, that's that one. If you go there, you'll find great videos I'll be showing you around town. You know, you'll see me riding a bike through the main streets of Melbourne. The whole time going, "Welcome to Melbourne. Hope you're enjoying your time." That's the entire thing. As just hundreds of videos. Does the Tourism Board of Victoria approve of that? No, they don't approve of it. I mean, I asked them about it. I sent them a letter and I said, "Listen, we can't." No, they said, "Listen, we can't do this." And, you know, you kind of, you know, you're swearing. You're putting on a fake accent, which doesn't make any sense. It's not even good. It doesn't really show anything off. The videos don't really revolve around the city of Melbourne. They more revolve around you talking. And I kept telling him, I'm like, "Listen, yes, I understand that a lot of these are just me speaking 2 inches from a camera. Alright? And are they even in Melbourne? Who knows? But the good thing is, the best thing is I'm talking about Melbourne. And that's basically the reason why I applied to be the tourism person for Victoria. And you know, it was a real shame to be rejected. I mean, they keep trying to shut down my Instagram page and the various Twitter pages that I've got a lot of burner Twitter accounts for this Tourism Victoria thing. And it's a shame because they're really trying to shut me down. You know, they're not letting me stand up and really just tell them and go, "Do you know what? I want to do this, and I want to prove to everyone that it's going to be a good idea." But no, you know, that's why with all of this, I had to do other things, find other ventures. You know, I had to talk about other things and do other accounts where I can make very, very, very weird things happen. You know, you just never know what you're gonna do. You just never know. I mean, you walk down the street, you know, sometimes in the city of Melbourne, of course. You walk down the street, and you never know what can spark an interest. Okay, you might see a donut shop. All right, you see that donut shop, you go, "Wow, that is a donut shop." And you go, "I'm gonna go to that donut shop and grab a donut." Now, you don't know which donut you're going to get. You don't ever know which donut you're going to get. That's the beautiful thing. Unless you go there every week, in which case you probably have your favourites. But in we're not talking about your favourite donut shop. You can always get your donuts. You always get the same donuts. No, we're talking about one you've never been before. You're walking by and you go, "Oh, there's a new donut shop. I'm going to go in the donut shop and get a new donut." That's what I'm talking about. That's where you get your new ideas from. Okay? That's where you walk in and you go, this is special. This is a donut shop that I've never seen before and never eaten at. I am going to make several social media accounts about this donut shop. Do the owners know about this? No. But I will claim it as free publicity for them and they should let me do it. So that's basically what happened. So there's this donut shop in Melbourne. And right, in the city of Melbourne, of course. And you go in there and there's donuts. Heaps and heaps of donuts. And you go and pick a donut. I take pictures of a donut. I take pictures of 2 donuts walking together. I take pictures of 3 donuts who one of them doesn't like the other donut, so they start fighting and they're all having a donut brawl. And then I thought to myself, do you know what would be good? Donut brawls. Donut brawls, or as I cleverly called it, donut wrestling. And you can find me on Donut Wrestling on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, where you will find our new 1-hour show coming out every single weeknight. That's right, Donut Wrestling. You wanted to see it. Original glazed. From the Krispy Kremes. Versing the cheap donuts from the shops that are the chocolate ones. Oh, and you never know. The old cinnamon donut. He's coming down the aisle. What is he going to do? You never seen any kind of donut wrestling like my donut wrestling. They go crazy. They are high flying. There was this crazy match that they had. It was 2 weeks ago, right? So there was 2 donuts. It was cinnamon and jam. First off, it was a grudge match, right? The initial thing was gonna be a first blood. Then that fell through because it was a bit one-sided having a jam donut versus a cinnamon donut. Because first blood, let's face it. So what we did we did the next best thing. And you've seen wrestling before, you've seen things like casket matches, but this takes it to the new level. When you have 2 donuts in a coffee match. Yes, that's right. The first one to be dunked in the coffee loses. Because no one wants to be dunked in coffee. Because you know what, the other day I was walking by this coffee shop and I was thinking, well, this is a different coffee shop. This sparks my interest. And I bought a coffee. I don't even drink coffee, but I bought a coffee because I like the coffee place. And I took a picture of that coffee and I started a new social media trend about coffee. That's right. And all because of that, I decided to make this donut wrestling match about 2 donuts fighting over this coffee he put himself in. Because no one wanted to mix the coffee and the donuts. That's just how it works. But I digress. Going back to what I was talking about at the start of this, I really don't have much to talk about. You know? So these ideas that come to fruition, these ideas that really shine through everything are just ideas that need to be, just need to be grabbed onto and made good. So that's why I've started this podcast. And that's why it is a podcast. It is a podcast of stars. Alright? Now I'm going to be obviously interviewing people on this podcast. You know, you never know what kind of guests you might see here. Okay, you never know. One week might have, Matthew McConaughey here. You never know, alright. You just never know who's gonna pop in. Now, on the other hand, they're gonna be rare. I'm not gonna do guests every week. I'm not gonna be that kind of person who shills out his podcast just to have guests, and goes, and when people are listening to you, not because of you, because of your guest. So I ain't gonna do that. Unless someone, really wants to be on it, give me a shout, just slide in my DMs on Twitter. I'd gladly, happily have you on. I mean, this is very hard to talk about stuff for 20, 30 minutes. I mean, have you ever tried to talk about random stuff for 20, 30 minutes? I mean, it's pretty difficult. So, I mean, I'm all for, actually, as many guests as possible. What would be really good if I can get 2 guests, and then I don't have to speak. And, maybe not even call it, it's a podcast. We'll just call it something else. Another podcast, maybe. I don't know what kind of podcast would call it. I mean, it can be whatever they want to talk about, really. And then I'll just listen to them. I think that might be a really good way to do a podcast, to be honest. Just make other people do a podcast and listen to them. And not actually be a part of it at all. Not put it on any of my things. Just kind of listen to it. Maybe even get popular enough, go on Spotify and have it on there and actually do it right with some sponsors and stuff like that. Yeah, stuff it. I don't need to be on the podcast. Just get them to do the podcast. I don't know who they are, but I should probably message people. Like, hey, do you want to do a podcast? They probably message back like, no, I don't know who you are. I don't want to do a podcast with you. I'm like, didn't say with me. I said you should do a podcast with this person. I think you two will be quite funny. I've never met this person before, but, well, that's the benefit. You get to learn about them. You get to bond with them over a podcast because you didn't know who they were. It'll be called the Bonding Podcast. You and one strange other person. Maybe we'll make it, that they fall in love. And it's beautiful. Fall in love over a podcast. Because they were forced to work with each other because they didn't have anything else to do. They thought, well, why not? Let's just make some extra money. Because someone, some Saudi prince wanted to throw money towards a podcast to make himself laugh. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe that's maybe that's episode 2 of this podcast. But not actually this podcast, because it'd be their podcast, not this podcast. Maybe that's exactly what will happen. Maybe I'm just telling the future. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe there's some TV network out there who's like, maybe we should get 2 people together. Random people. Make them work with each other. Make them live with each other. Just for a week. And see if they don't like each other, then they end the show. That's it. Bloody you're done. 1 episode. Finished. No season. No, stuff it. Let's make it simple. No drama. Just, was it good? Yeah, it's alright. Stay with them? Yeah, alright. Yeah. Sounds good. Alright, well, that's it. Done. Season done. Just done. You can just... It's like a fucking courtroom thing. Just done. Alright, next. Well. Well. Ladies and gentlemen. Boys and girls. Children of all ages. Which, is that a weird thing to say? When people go, children of all ages? Because how do you know a child of all ages is there? Because you're addressing an audience. You know what I mean? If you go, ladies and gentlemen. Well, there's a ladies and gentlemen. That gets them. And it's like, it's children of all ages. Why isn't it just children as well? Because you don't know what ages they are. So wait, actually, let's take this back one more thing. It's children of all ages, but it's not ladies and gentlemen of all ages. Shouldn't it be ladies and gentlemen of all ages and children of all ages? Welcome to the show. Because, then all you're doing is I think they're just inviting people to listen. There's 2 ladies and 2 gentlemen, that's it. Just a couple of them. There's just 5 of them. They're just chilling at a table. Go to a random event. Everyone else, they don't care. They're not part of it. But then there's some children, different ages, varying in between like 2 to 15, and they're all included because he said everyone, children of all ages. But the men, the ladies, and the gents, just a couple of them, not all of them. It's also interesting with the way how do you change that now? You've got to include everyone. What if they're not a lady or a man, or even not even a trans? What if there's something else? How do you do that with that now? How do you do that entrance? I don't even want to attempt it. I just want you guys all to make one in your head and think about it. Do you just go, everyone of all ages? I just attempted it. I just went back on my word. I'm an idiot. Everyone of all ages. Welcome. Welcome to the show. Today we're going to have a lion jump through a giraffe riding a unicorn. I know, sounds far-fetched, doesn't it? See, that's where you're right, because unfortunately we can't do that because lions are not that responsive. Anyway, it has been 28 minutes. And this is about the time I should probably end the first podcast. Now, again, I don't know if I'll do another one. This was a bit of fun. I've got to say I actually quite enjoyed it. This could be a one-off. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But, thank you for people who listened. And thank you for people who didn't. Because your lives are probably better for not doing so. So, with that, good morning to some people, good night to others, and enjoy what you're doing. Goodbye.